Okay, game 24, Edmonton Oilers versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. Final game of their three-game set. Let's get into it. There's a lot to uncover here. So Freddie gets his shot in net. Welcome back to him. That's three different goalies in three straight games. It's really a tough go for him since McDavid and Draisaitl haven't scored or even registered a point in two straight versus Toronto. I think they said Draisaitl hadn't scored in six straight games. They just throw him to the Wolves right away. But I guess that's the best way to test him and to make sure he's ready for that grind of the playoffs and having to play his best at any time. Smith is in for the Oilers. He did play well in relief last game, so let's see how he does here. Remember, he had that 6-1 record with a ridiculous save percentage and goals against average. He got shelved for a ton against the Leafs the last game he played, not when he came in for relief. But let's see how he goes. Oh, and hello, Austin Matthews. Welcome back. McDavid versus Matthews. Let's go. Spoiler. Neither did much. Though, I think Matthews did have the better game. Also, might just be me, but Matthews has changed how he tapes his stick. In my eyes, it must be because he went without a goal in those two games previously before he sat out and rest. That's just my guess. I'm guessing it only lasts one game. If he doesn't score this game, well, he didn't score this game. I bet you he changes back to his other tape job. The same thing as me, though. You know, if you don't score after a couple games, you try to change things up when you go through goal slumps. But enough of that. Let's get right into it. First shift, and Anderson is swimming early. And right away, my mind just goes, good luck today, Freddie. Good luck. Draisaitl then nearly misses punting it in the open net when Freddie is doing like the backstroke. Oilers pressure early, throwing everything at Freddie. And just like they did in game two, they're just firing it. And they're taking it to the Leafs. 2.5 minutes in, it's already 5-0 in shots for the Oilers. But remember, last game, they were doing the exact same thing, and Toronto scored on the first two shots. Now, I don't see the same thing happening here. Though, just over 4.5 minutes into the game, and after the Leafs were getting dominated, let's say, Matthews gets his chance, and he rings it off the bar. And to me, that's what teams need to worry about. You can pressure the Leafs, you can hem them in their own zone, but if you give them even a tiny bit of space, they can, and most of the time, they will capitalize. Lucky for Smith and the Oilers, Matthews hits the post here. As the game progresses, Leafs top line looks good. They have some good zone time. But then it's McDavid on the rush. You know, he's picking up his speed. But Bogosian, he's played him well the last two games. He plays him well here. He doesn't let McDavid beat him. He gives him the body. Anderson steers the puck to the corner. And then the Leafs just fire it out to a streaky Mikheyev down the wing. He catches the D asleep like he does every single game. But Smith is able to make the save. Just another burst of speed for Mikheyev. I say this every game, but I don't care. I love how quick he is. And it really surprises me how teams haven't adjusted to him and his speed yet. I don't think they give him the respect he deserves. Once he starts to finish, though, and those chances become goals, I bet things change really, really quick. The Leafs top line, they look good early. They're finding each other. Thornton behind the net, out front to Matthews. He gets stopped. Then the third line of the Leafs comes in, and they cause more havoc. They're creating turnovers, and they're just hell to play against. Smith needs to make a nice blocker save on Hyman. Oh, I must mention, this whole shift, this third line shift where they're hemming the Oilers into their own zone. They're creating turnovers. They're just being pure dicks. That was against McDavid's line. And that's exactly what they needed to do, and they did most of the game. They kept him stuck into the defensive zone. They hounded him, gave him little to no room to pick up speed. And even when he did his cycle or his circle and he was picking up speed, they were quick to take away the quick outlet pass to him. And they did that this whole game, basically. The previous two games, McDavid's chances really came when he picked up speed and got in his own zone. The Leafs took that away from him in this game as well. They took it away. Then, 10:57, Fourth line gets their turn for the Leafs. They do the same as the first, second, and third line this game. They pressure the Oilers in the zone. They beat them to the puck. They outwork them. The Oilers just get running around, and it's Jimmy Vesey coming off the bench. Open puck after a Spezza feed. He goes for Boyd. It just nicks Boyd. It's into the open ice, and just perfect timing. Jimmy Vesey, he gets lost. The Oilers lose him. He gets that monkey off his back because after 17 games, Jimmy Vesey scores. Fourth line does it. 1-0 Leafs. All lines are going. Following the goal, the third line then comes out and they go to work. Then the first line goes to work. Again, they're outworking the Oilers. However, the Oilers do get a 2-on-1 as Riley gets caught in deep. But like last game, Brody, with the well-timed dive, spins with his stick, blocks the passing lane, knocks it off a Draisaitl. His active stick, he stops it again. He did it again a couple times this game, maybe another 2 times. It's become a constant occurrence, Brody bailing out Riley again. However, with this, it's like risk and reward. At least now, when the Leafs risk it, and Riley risks that, getting caught and going for the offensive, you have Brody back there. You have a dependable defenseman, and Riley risking it and going for it, the risk isn't as detrimental as, previous years. 6 minutes left in the first. And then you get like a real good, honestly, nothing happens on this play, but it just shows to show how people underrate McCabe's speed, because McDavid and McCabe have a foot race. And even McDavid was caught off guard there, because I believe, and I don't think my eyes lied here, Superman beat him to the puck. He outworked him as well, dropped the shoulder around, got the puck. It was just entertaining to see. No results in the play, but it just goes to show you how fast Ilya Mikheyev is. Then, what happens? Why not? The Leafs' third line goes at it again, and with just over 4 minutes left, they cause turnovers in the Oilers' zone. They almost sneak one past Smith. They just continue to dominate down low, shift after shift after shift. Matthews' line then comes out, and they get a few chances off a rush. Smith, he's having to be very wary constantly in this game. The puck is just finding him. It's all around him, courtesy of both teams. Even the Oilers, I think it might have been Kara, tries to do a pass out front of his own net and just put it right on Smith. But that brings us to the end of one. And so far, after one period, Freddie's played well. There's no real high danger chances. Shots he did face, however, he stopped them. He did what he was supposed to do. Even when he had big rebounds, he was there in the correct position. And other than that wild first shift, he settled in really nicely. And Matthews, he got his feet wet after taking a few games off. He had 4 shots in that first period and a post in his return period. Not too bad. Let's go on to the second period. The game gets fun. And we move on to the second period. And on the broadcast, they mentioned how Edmonton is out-hitting Toronto 20-7 through 1. And really, it's probably because they didn't have the puck all that much. I know they said Toronto had 8 minutes and 53 seconds of time on attack compared to Edmonton's 7:07 or something like that. Still, that's almost 2 minutes more. And if you watch the game, other than that first couple minutes, it was Toronto's period. So second period, and the Leafs almost catch the Oilers again right away with a player coming over the boards. This time it was Hyman. Luckily for the Oilers, James Neal does get his stick in the passing lane. He just barely stops the feed from Engvall. And I wrote down, Leafs continue to catch the Oilers napping in their own zone. Then it's the fourth line, and they catch them again. There's an outlet pass to Boyd at the Oilers' blue line. I think it was Bogosian hit an outlet pass from his own end to the Oilers' blue line. Boyd gets over the blue, just feeds Spezza, streaking in. Spezza, it's a 2-on-0 basically, over to Vesey, goal. Vesey is feeling it. The Leafs are feeling it. He has the Leafs' first 2 goals. The Leafs catch the Oilers again. This time, it's the Oilers on a bad line change, and a good line change by the Leafs, 2-0. What a beautiful goal by the fourth line. You know, last game they didn't score, but they did their jobs. This game, so far anyway, they're doing both. After that, James Neal tries to get something going on a dump-in. What does he do? He slashes and breaks the stick of Hall. He's off to the box, and it bites the Oilers in the ass right away. So Leafs get it going right away, and they do it with the power play that's been working. Riley, Marner, Matthews taking the spot of Nylander, Tavares and Thornton, they're up front. And the power play lasts a total of 6 seconds. And the Leafs score. Edmonton, thank you for igniting the Leafs power play. So basically what happens is Tavares wins the draw to Matthews. Or no, he wins the draw to Marner, I believe. They said on the broadcast, Tavares, he is 6th best in the league of face-off efficiency. And it showed again tonight. He was winning everything. So it gets to Marner at the blue line, and Marner goes to the high tip pass to JT. It's tipped, but it's stopped in front. But Big Joe Thornton is there, and he just, a little backhand bump to Tavares. Wicked wrister, glove side. Mike Smith had no idea where the puck was. 3-0 Toronto, and just, wow. Dangerous. 6 seconds to set up, and goal. Also, just to point out, what a way to come into this team. What a way to come back from injury. Jumbo Joe, he looks rejuvenated. Simmons, when he was playing, well, before injury, he looked great. Mike Hutchinson, this team is infectious. And the Leafs continue. Around 2 minutes after the third goal, it's the third line's turn. They outwork the Oilers once again. This is a recurring theme this game and most games. Hyman winning more puck battles because that's what he does. So he skates in, puck battle, whatever. He really just outmuscled the defender. Spins, throws it on net. It kind of hits Smith and goes right to Mikheyev. Backhand goal, 4-0 Leafs. Effort, determination. That is what Toronto is. They will outwork you. And when they do, it seems they can't be stopped. This is what the Leafs' identity needs to be. This is what it will take for them to go far this season, to go far in the playoffs. And I love it. All the lines, nonstop, go, go, go. Also, if I haven't said it enough, sign Hyman now. Please sign him now. Leafs then get their second power play, 9:25 left in the second period, and this is their chance to put the game way out of reach. It doesn't go so well at first. It's a bit sloppy to start, but they do manage to get sat up. And it's Matthews, actually. He gets a shot, low blocker side. Smith holds it tight. Ooh, he had to hold it. Could have squeaked through. It was a much-needed save. And then during this must-kill for Edmonton, the Leafs had a quick sideboards, down low, out front. Kerfoot just put it wide. That would have been nice. It was tic-tac-toe, just missed. The Oilers do manage to kill the must-kill penalty. And it gives the Oilers some fight because 6:20 left in the second. And what was it? It was like 7.5 periods of the shutout streak, and it's over. It's over. The shutout streak's over because Draisaitl finally gets his point. He takes the shot, makes the save as Anderson. Anderson makes a nice save, but it's Ryan Nugent-Hopkins there, pots the rebound home, 4-1. Oilers have some life. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins managed to find that little bit of space in front of the net, and basically happened as Matthews goes to Draisaitl, who is the shooter. RNH fills the gap. The Leafs can't react quick enough to fill in Matthews' space. RNH has it there. Good goal by the Oilers. These things happen, and but it doesn't happen too often, especially these last 3 games for the Leafs. Now you think, okay, momentum swing. You know, the Oilers, they get some good zone time, lots of side-to-side passes. They're trying to get Freddie moving. Nugent-Hopkins gets his chance, but Freddie reads it, glove save. Oilers then get another chance the next shift, but another save. And I wrote down, this is what the Leafs need. When there are moments in the game, when there's a lull in the game for the Leafs, when they get stuck in their own zone, they can't really get much going. They need these saves, and they're getting them. They're getting them from Campbell. They're getting them from Hutch, and now they're getting them from Anderson. And of course, what happens, the Leafs then reward him because, well, he deserves it. So what happens is they have a takeaway on Ennis in the Leafs zone, a breakout feed to Tavares. Leafs have numbers. Tavares over the blue line, gets it to Nylander. Nylander stops on the right side, a long toe drag, shoot, snipe, low blocker. As traffic crosses in front of him goes Tavares and then the Oilers D. And it might have hit off Barrie, but I'm not sure. Who cares? Willie scores again. Full team effort there, end to end. 5-1 Leafs. Exactly what Freddie deserves and exactly what you want to see from the Leafs. Responsible in every end of the ice, in every aspect of the game. Then, Oilers take a penalty at the tail end of the second period. Unnecessary trip on Marner. Leafs will start the third on the power play. It's 5-1 after two. Period now. In the first chance, it's JT in close. Then Muzzin gets stopped. Smith just gets a piece of it. And that leads to Draisaitl on a shorthanded breakaway. Remember, Leafs finished the second period on the power play. Draisaitl gets the best chance, though shorthanded. He goes backhand, forehand. Freddie reads it well. Stopped. Then McCabe gets his chance. He's out front. He's in tight, and he has a nice tip. He tries to go high tip over Smith's shoulder. Just misses the top corner. A fun start to the third period. And just over 5 minutes into the third, and it's Leafs with the pressure. So the pressure continues. It's Leafs with the pressure. They're pressuring Draisaitl in the neutral zone. Riley gets it up to Hyman, and he blows through Barrie along the sideboards. 2-on-1. D takes the pass option. Hyman holds, shoots, saved by Smith. And then Hyman gets taken out by RNH, falls down into Smith, and Smith gives him a crack to the back of the head while down. And of course, it's a penalty. Hard work, back checking, and continuing to press the play pays off again. Leafs off to the power play, and Hyman with a cheeky smile after. On the power play, it's the Oilers, though, who get the first chance. Oilers win the draw in their own zone, and Nurse just takes it out himself. It's down the right boards, takes it himself, feeds Kara, and Kara makes Marner look like a forward-playing D. Marner gives up his position right away, goes down to I don't know, he puts his stick down like he would do. I think, what he hit, L1 or R1 in NHL 21. Kara puts it through him. However, deflection off of Riley, who plays the 2-on-1 well, and Anderson's able to read it. It almost goes in, but Anderson follows it all the way, reads the deflection, good save. The Leafs then get set up eventually, following, of course, another Tavares win. Off the faceoff, Matthews, he gets turned away on the left side. He goes blocker side. Then Marner, from the opposite side, from the right side, he goes blocker as well, and Smith just gets, I think it was a piece of his stick on it. Oilers then clear off a great poke check by Smith on Jumbo Joe at the side. That was clever. Following that, the Oilers do get a 3-on-2 rush again. So more rushes on the penalty kill. But what happens? It's an odd man rush, so who's going to stop it? Of course, it's TJ Brody. He breaks it up. And Leafs go the other way. So it's like end to end. Hyman and Spezza the other way. 2-on-1. Hyman the other side. Now he's down the right side this time. Spezza's getting ready for the one-timer. D takes him. So Hyman holds, shoots. Smith denies him again. You got to go 5-hole, Zach. It was open the first time. It was open the second time. It's there. Then, just as the penalty finishes, Spezza from the corner feeds it all the way across to Nylander. Nylander shoots. Smith with the arm to make the save. It's weird to say, but at this time, Mike Smith is keeping the Oilers in it. In it as in they're not getting to embarrassment territory. This game could be 8-9-1 right now. That's how many chances the Leafs have had. Good chances. Then, though, to Anderson's credit, he has had to make a couple good saves to keep the Oilers at 1. Following Nylander's chance, he's able to turn away McDavid. McDavid gets a chance there. But again, McDavid had a quiet night. And I guess that's just a massive compliment to Anderson and really the whole Leafs team in general. They kept McDavid quiet. And other than that, Draisaitl had a couple chances, and then he got that assist off the shot. They kept him quiet too. They kept the whole Oilers team quiet. After that, after the McDavid save, the Leafs do almost make it 6-1, when Kerfoot has a neutral zone takeaway. Again, more takeaways by the Leafs. Brilliant. He feeds Nylander as Tavares drives the net. There's a shot, the puck pops up in the air, and you think it's going to drop like down Smith's back, but luckily for him and the Oilers, it lands on top of the net. It was close. The Leafs are basically giving the Oilers barely any room or time with the puck, and they've just been creating turnover, and then chances and power plays off it, because what do the Oilers do? They have to stop them somehow, hooking, tripping, doing whatever. And right after the whole Kerfoot takeaway and Nylander chance, JT draws a penalty, and it's the power play. And of course, what happens? The Leafs make it 6-1. Again, thank you, Edmonton, for reviving the Leafs power play. It's the second power play unit out to start, and they waste little time. Now, it wasn't 6 seconds, but again, it wasn't that long. I can't tell you off the top of my head. But Spezza wins the draw and gives it to Brody. Brody surveys his options at the blue line, feeds it back to Spezza. Spezza sees a lane. Hyman's in front of the net. So, of course, what Spezza's going to do is he's going to take that slap shot. It doesn't even make it to Smith. It hits Hyman in front. He blocks it himself, so he gets the rebound off himself. And as he does it, he turns, gets the rebound, drags the puck to his backhand, hits it off the post. But this is Zach Hyman, so you know what's going to happen. He just follows it up. Goal. 6-1. And Hyman gets the last laugh on Mike Smith. You know, lots of chances steered aside in this one by Smith against Hyman, but not this one. Again, it's the effort. It's the effort. Hyman puts in the effort. He wants that puck. He needs that puck. He's going to get it, and he does here. How does it finish? The Leafs just finish out the game. Actually, Spezza he almost makes it 7-1 with like 7 seconds to go with another takeaway. I think it's Barry maybe, or Bear. The puck's coming to him, and Spezza just, I think he might even had it on his stick. Spezza just lifts his stick and takes it from him. I think he tries to go 5-hole. Smith steers it away. Almost 7-1. Who cares? Freddie gets the win in his return, and he looked really good doing it. Leafs now have 3 straight wins, 3 straight dominant wins with 3 different goalies. They're now 18-4-2 and have massively increased their lead over Edmonton. This team, what more is there to say? They have the will, they have the want, they have the need to outwork their opponents, and it is infectious from top to bottom. Leafs win, sweep the 3-game set versus Edmonton. Let's keep it going. Next up, Vancouver Canucks. Go Leafs, go.